Girl, I was on the road. I was halfway in the middle of the first part of the review for Queen Sugar, and the damn phone went to ringing, and I had to accept the call right then. Girl, I gotta start all over. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. I'm Lady Nika, and with not in with that bitch, and with last week and last night's episode, I told you guys that I would come back since I didn't do it last week, and I would do a two-parter. So I'm here to live up to my word and do it like I said I would do it. I intended to do it last night, but honestly, when you ain't worked in 3.5 weeks and you go back, the first weeks, or at least the first week, I won't say the first weeks, but at least the first week is very hard because your body is readjusting to that pace and stuff again. And yesterday I was just having lupus symptoms anyway. I think it was a combination of lupus and menopause. Bitch, I was having hot flashes. Y'all see I was about to melt on camera. And then I was having lupus fogs, which is basically where the lupus causes us sometimes to have brain fogs that can last, you know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour sometimes. Child, it's a hot mess. But anyway, I'm here to go on and give y'all the review. We're gonna do them one by one, but on one video. So if you a Queen Sugar person, you like watching these reviews I do down here on the YouTube, go ahead and get you a little something to snack on, and you can get your drink while you edit, bitch. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes before I get real deep, but I'm gonna start now because this might run long. I don't know. I'm depending on how much I talk, but I gotta keep my word, okay? Now, season 3, episode 3, last week's version. Episode, your distant destiny. That's what it was. Okay, that episode opened up with Michael being preparing for his first day of public school. You know, he finally broke his mama down to going, so he and there getting his Jesus together and whatnots, and he happy as hell, you know, because he feel like he finna go amongst his own kind finally. And we talked about the restraints he felt over at the at the private school with you know, the rich kids and whatnot. Okay, so Charlie coming in, she basically giving him the old one-over once again. Michael, I don't really feel this, but I'm gonna trust you. I expect you to keep your grades up. I don't expect to have no foolishness, no fuckery, and no mayhem out of you. You tell him, Mom, I got this, I'm good. So we get on down there to the school, him and Kiki. Unfortunately, they don't have any classes, but Kiki said, these girls know who this is, and this my man. I ain't finna have no problem, so they gonna give each other a little smooch. That was Kiki's way of marking her spot, letting the girls know down to the schoolhouse. What you won't do is mess with my boo, okay? So he go through the school day, I guess, with no problems. We catch up to him again at the lunch period. He's in the lunchroom. It's his first day. He don't got no friends. He don't see Kiki yet. But he do see that group of kids who had staged the protest, you know, by taking the knee at the basketball game, and they remember him, so they invite him to come on over and have a sit down with them. Now they know who he is, so you know, because of his dad. And they kind of joking with him, you know, about him slumming with the commoners. Now, it's all lighthearted. None of the kids, you know, really meant no harm. And he wasn't offended by it at all. And Kiki wasn't there yet. But we did have one kid that was in that posse of children, of kids who did the kneeling, the little, I call them the little mini Black Panthers. He was sitting on a table. And the security officer for the school came up and told him they couldn't sit up there. Now, the man said it to me just as nice and calm, you know, respectfully as he could possibly do it. But I felt a bit of opposition and tension from the little mini Black Panther member. You know, I felt a little ways about him because he did it, but he was like, he gonna say dude didn't want no smoke, and you know that he can get exposed like that other cop. And you know, Michael sitting there, Michael know what he talking about because the video went viral. Everybody got that video of that cop beating on that young black kid that his mama, unbeknownst to him, had something to do with it leaking. But he also feeling away because that same cop did something to him and when he got arrested. So, Kiki done came by now, and it's all good, but I just didn't understand. It made me question, are y'all little mini activists in the making, or are y'all some little radical group here? Because there was no reason to rise up against that man. Now, Micah had, like I said, Micah had felt a little uncomfortable, but he alright. And who later on they all hanging out riding four wheelers and stuff. And one of them asked him why did he leave his old school. And he was honest. He said, at this school I'm comfortable. I'm around people like myself. At my other school I could never form organizations such as what you guys formed when you took the knee at the game. I could never be me. At the other school I didn't have freedom of expression. I feel like here I will. And that was cool and whatnot. That was real cool. That was real cool. Now, Miss Nova done quit the paper. So now, because she quit that paper, she can no longer use the articles from when she was a writer for the paper in her upcoming book she's writing. Okay? She can't use that material. And the editor lady she was talking to via Skype told her she wished that she had let her know that she was going to do that, because she would have made her aware of the fact that once you quit, we can no longer use the content of this of the articles that you had. We can't use no excerpts in your upcoming book, But Nova said, she was taken aback a minute by it, and then she say okay to it, but you can tell she ain't feeling it. She gonna have to get back to the drawing board on her whole book now. Now later on, Nova did get her last check from her employer with a note from the editor. I think his name was Steve, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, he attached a note to her final check that she got in the mail, and it was saying he should have had her back. You damn Skipper, you should have had her back. Hell, later on in the kitchen when Michael came back from four-wheeling with his friends, he told her, she told him about what was going on, and basically he said you can write about whatever you want to, sky's the limit. So now she's starting to do little post-it notes. Basically what she's doing is what I be doing as I try to compose this book. I go chapter by chapter, and I just put down main things that I want that chapter to have inside of it, and I post it on a post-it. I write it on post-it notes and post it on my vision board. And what I do is, once I get a chapter down and I know everything that I really want to make sure is in that chapter, I go back and I put it in order so that it makes sense to the readers if ever I'm published, if ever, So I got what she was doing. Now, remember Ralph Angel worked down at the docks as well as at the farm, right? That fish place. So, child, he there, and he a bit irritated because Miss Darla keep calling and he won't answer. I guess he still hurt. But, you gonna have to have some type of conversation with this woman at the end of the day. Y'all co-parenting Lil Blue. Did you forget about him? I know you in your feels and what she did was wrong and all of that, but did you, you forgot about Blue? Got to put your feelings aside a minute to think about that. I can't stand that. Then here come the little slut Tamika. Now she done upgraded somewhat. He done stopped screwing her out in the barn and in the back and invite her on inside in the living room. And I don't know if they had already did what they did or they were in the process of doing what they doing. But he brought her in there because he thought little Blue was asleep. But Blue wasn't asleep. Blue actually came in and started calling his name. And this woman is scrounging to put her clothes on. He come over to him and take him back to bed. And you can tell Blue is a bit confused because he don't really know yet that his parents done broke up. But he's smart, so I don't know why they haven't had that conversation. He don't know what's going on, but he knows something off, okay? And more importantly, Ralph Angel need to realize that this is affecting him, not knowing. That's why he went, disrespectful little kid on you last episode, because he knows something wrong and you walking around with a chip on your shoulder, sorta, and he can feel the tension from that. Plus his mama has totally disappeared. But anyway, Vi come home to Hollywood, and he got some guy there talking about he thinking about investing in a barbershop, okay? He figured they can both be business owners. I said, why not just invest in Vi's business? Seemingly it's successful and it can only get better. So why not make that shit pop? But oh well, she on her own. She like to do her own thing. And I ain't no right on the show, so I can't put that in there. Now she feel the need to slow down and remind him that we said we wasn't gonna let this money change us. He said, I ain't trying to let no money change me, but at the same time, can't we spend and enjoy just a little of it? We ain't gotta go broke, but we can have some luxuries in life now. And he presents her with a beautiful ring, and they talking about him and her going to his class reunion and whatnot. I said, baby, she was opposing what he was saying when he was talking about having his own little barbershop. But when them carrots came out, girl, if you ever want, let me tell you something, you want to get a woman back on your team, present some carrots. Child, I'll melt every time. I'm telling you, I love me some carrots. I turn into a whole new bitch on some carrots, okay? But anyway, now Mr. Jarvis done sent over to Benny. That's his name. Remember, he had spoken with Ralph Angel because Ralph Angel was speaking of possibly hiring some farm hands. Mr. Jarvis asked him, well, look, I got some men coming out, and they pretty much somewhat like you. They remind me a lot of you. And if they're, if you're willing, can you hire some of them? And maybe by them seeing how you went from being just like they are now to where you are today, it'll be inspiring for them and give them a fresh start, teaching and showing them how to do things the legal way, so we ain't got to meet one another under the circumstances to which we met before. So he done sent Benny over there. And Benny late. He ain't really, in Ralph Angel's opinion, he wasn't dressed for an interview. And my thing is this: when you come into an interview for a job as a farmhand, how are you supposed to dress? Is there an attire that is okay for that? Then he's kind of perturbed because dude is late. And dude explained, I don't have a car. I have to catch public transportation. And it's not always on time. Now, he did take him to walk around the land and show him and everything. We find out that Benny was brought up in the bayou, so he know more about fishing than he do farming. And I feel like at that moment Ralph Angel judged him because he pretty much dismissed him, told him that he'll call him and let him know if he hired. And when Benny went to leave, he tell Ralph Angel, you need to get a fluffer or a flotter or something for that tractor right there, and told him the cost of it. And child, I said, see, Ralph Angel, you was doing what you did not like people to do to you in season 1. You was judging the book by the cover. And later on, when he was talking to Nova about this dude, Nova reminded him of that. She said, look here, Ralph Angel, these men coming out of prison ain't always bad men. You wasn't. You sitting here judging him because he didn't look like you wanted him to look, and he don't have the knowledge base that you would like him to have. But what can he do? So you gotta focus on what he can do opposed to what he can't do, because he can be taught to do what you want him to do, but his other skill set may be something that you also can use. So don't judge him simply because of these little things that can be fixed in him. She reminded him that you too was like that once, and if you can be instrumental in helping another black man coming out of prison to become a model citizen as you seem to have become, then you should do that. Okay, and I like that. Then a farmer comes in bragging happy that he can continue at the mill at this fixed rate and for 5 years, and nobody's asking how was Charlie able to do that now. But Ralph Angel basically done spilled tea, child. He basically told the truth. He said that she doing what she do and they won't even see it coming. Nova not stupid, so guess what? She done called a whole family meeting to confront Charlie about her dealings with the Landrys. And once they did, Charlie did admit, that she sold Queen Sugar for 1% equity in the Landry business. And Vi, Hollywood, and Nova was not feeling it. And even Michael seemed a bit upset because in their opinion, she sold out. They voiced their concern, to which she said she did save the mill because they was about to be ruined in their first year. She did what she had to do. She said she in there now and she can take their empire over. She said she can find out all their dirty deeds. She already know that they've been having financial problems for quite some time. But it's more, and she can find it out. And basically, everybody mad. Hollywood stated that he had given up a job to be available to help build the land back up and to help with this Queen Sugar situation. And he went on to say, but of course I'm not a borderline, and y'all know Charlie got a smart mouth. No, you are not. But baby, why did she say that? Because Unvi got mad and said he just as much family as any of the rest of us. And I said, gather her ass, Unvi, about our man, okay? However, Charlie is doing what she feel like she got to do to change the current policies that has been in place around this community of farmers for centuries, or from what it seemed like, decades at least. And Nova said she can't win this game. Charlie said, I'm not trying to win the game, I'm trying to eliminate the game. Now, nobody is understanding where the hell she coming from. Okay, nobody but Ralph Angel understands what she doing. Mike ain't even down, like I said. They just don't get that this is business politics 101. It's not fair. Neither is how the Landry family has done their community for decades, as I stated. Charlie decides, I ain't gonna be able to get through to them, so let me go and get ready to go. And she tell Micah to come, but he's standing there firm with the family because he not feeling what she did. She a little upset, but she gonna walk out. Sometimes Nova wants to have things her way, and that's why she got on my nerves that episode, because it's like if you are striving to get the same results she want to, just because you ain't going about it the conscious radical way, the way she may want you to do it, then she feel like you wrong. And I don't like that about her, but you find that in some conscious people like Nova. Not all, but some of them like that. They feel like they radical ideas and how they feel is the only way. Even though we both can get to the mountainside, you just going one way and I'm going the other way. It's still we gonna meet in the middle, but she don't get that kind of stuff. Later on, you see Ralph Angel talking to Charlie, because Charlie upset. She feel like her son gonna say she'll sell out. He says one of these days this boy gonna understand that this was all for him. He gonna appreciate what you did. You're not selling out. You trying to make sure that life gets better and the playing field becomes even for once around these parts. When he get older, or when this is all said and done, he will appreciate you for what you did. Now let's go over to Hollywood class reunion. Vi was looking real cute. She always doing. She chittering and chattering and co-mingling with his high school friends and stuff. And in comes this ex-supposed high school sweetheart of his. I think Charlotte was her name, but I called her Trollop, okay? She come in there getting a little bit too frisky and too friendly. And basically, the bitch upset my spirit because she all out of order, in my opinion. She out of order in how she coming. Bitch, Vi, she gonna have the nerve to tell Vi later on that she assumed that was Hollywood's mama. Nah, bitch. Vi may be older than y'all, but when she put her shit on, she look younger than you, bitch. So why you being hateful like that? Girl, I'm telling you, ain't nothing like a old sour piece of puss that can't handle it. Old hater ass puss, baby. I said, please. See, Vi, you better than me, child. You better than me, because I would have got that sour puss bitch all the way together at that table by my man. Girl, you slipped that night. I wasn't there when they taped this because I had to watch Jalen and Lil Blue. But so I expected you to go here and gather any bitch that came for us and our man, and you didn't do that, so I'm doing it for you on this review. That's what happened. Then they end up getting up and getting on the dance floor and getting it in a few minutes, and I said, yes, God ain't by get your little shake on, child. Now, ain't by you should have put a little dirty dancing in it, okay? You should have put a little dirty dancing in it. What you would have had to do, Vi, was put you some non-scented, what you call that shit, icy hot down on them knees, girl, and took your 2 BCs, bitch. You would have been dropping it like it's hot. Now, tomorrow you would have paid for it, but that's what you should have did. And if I would have been the sister wife that would have been there, I would have turned that whole goddamn thing out, because me in Hollywood would have been dirty dancing. I got lupus too, but I've been in the game longer than Vi, so I know how to, matriculate and buy myself more time, if you will. So they do their dirty dancing, and then, Vi get tired a little easier now, so she tend to, kind of like chill. And I'm worried, y'all. I'm really worried because they got me feeling like something gonna happen to Aunt Vi. At the end of every episode, she either got an extra pain, or she look like she gonna pass out, or she just looking to just exhausted. Now, I don't know if they depicting this because she does have lupus and they're showing you how it can gradually affect the body, or is she doing so much she about to go into a crisis, which either way ain't good. But I really would love to know where they going with this, because I'm hoping that ain't nothing finna happen to this woman. Now, they end up leaving the reunion because Aunt Vi had got tired. She told him to go on back in there and have a good time and talk with his friends. He looking at his woman, and that's his priority. Said he done talked enough and he ready to go. So they end up leaving, and I just walked away from watching that scene knowing that he could see the exhaustion in her face, and he knows she been pushing it real hard as of late. So he wanted to make sure that his woman was okay. So he went there, and you know, she was nice enough to go with him, and they had them a wonderful time. Now he tired. He see she tired her, and his concern is with his woman. So I said, yes, God. Now, Blue wet in the bed, y'all. He wet in the bed. He trying to hide it as Ralph Angel comes in. We thought somebody had broken the damn house, but no. Ralph Angel asked him why he ain't come tell him. He said, I was trying to change it myself. We can tell the little baby was embarrassed by that. Ralph Angel assured him it was okay and that this happens sometime, and it's okay to come get him. Blue said, well, it happened yesterday too. And Ralph Angel asked him, well, why didn't you tell him? He said, I tried, but you was in there with that lady. And I said, see, you let the trollop in that damn house and see what happened. You let the trick, because the trollop is the girl down to the reunion. The trick is the Tamika that comes through. Right? Ralph Angel began to feel a ways about that. So, you know, he talked and loved on his son, and he told him he could sleep with him that night. Now, the whole time the phone going out, because, you know, him and that girl meet up at nighttime. So when old girl come, he basically tell her that, you know, so we've come to the end of the road, and I can't let go because I got time to be focused. I ain't got time to focus on you. I need to be focusing on my son. And she was all right with that, but I didn't appreciate that she, instead of her just saying, okay, I understand, and going on, she gonna throw in, but you understand what you gonna be missing. Bye, ho. Bye. Mike and Nova talking, and he's saying that he upset with his mom because she sold out for 1%, and that he wishes that his mom was more like her. She told him that your mom's great in her own way. She said, I might not agree with everything that Charlie does, but she doesn't mean, just because I don't agree with what she does doesn't mean that she's wrong. She said that she's only trying to do what she feels will make it better for the people here. Sometimes some will want to storm the castle, and then you got others who would rather sit at the table, all with the same purpose. We just do it differently. And I said, finally, that bitch got it. I think Michael got it too, and he went on to talk to his mom and asked her to promise that she gonna win this thing. She said, I can't promise you, but what I can promise you that is it's gonna be worth it. Regardless of what happened during the throughout this process, the outcome gonna be worth it. So stay tuned. Ralph Angel and Bennett talk, I guess, interview number 2, and he telling them why he went to jail, stealing car parts and all that shit, quick money. Ralph Angel warns him that farm work is not quick money. Bennett said, man, I ain't trying to go back to that cage. I'm through with that quick money days. I just want to do the right thing and get on my feet. So he telling him that here's this paper for you to fill out, and I'll see you in the morning on time, basically giving him the job. You hear Blue come running out the house next, and he very happy, yelling, Mom, 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 and Ralph Angel walks over to see the return of Miss Dollar. And that was the end of episode 3. We're going to roll right on into episode 4. Darla is back, baby. She is back. The name of the episode is No Haven in My Shadow. Darla back. Ralph Angel very still hurt behind what she did to him and not telling him and whatnot. So they talking to each other. Blue's birthday is coming up, and he don't want to celebrate because if you can remember, at the onset of this show, Blue's birthday was coming up when Daddy Borderline got sick and he never recovered. He ended up succumbing to the illness. So in lieu of a party, they having a bonfire to commemorate Blue's birthday and also to remember Daddy Borderline. He's saying why she didn't tell him that she was coming. She said, well, I've been calling you, and you've been ignoring my phone calls and acting like you ain't want to talk to me. Handing the phone to Blue, and I was trying to warn you that I was on my way. She basically tell him that I'm going to be in my son's life regardless. She said she felt and she kind of put an emphasis on my son, and I felt a ways, and you can tell that he did too. She caught it too, and she turned it around and said our son. She said Blue is in St. Joe, and she will be as well. And she said things ain't gotta change. She said everything to change. She said, but we can figure out a way to make this work where we can co-parent him. Later on, she done put Blue to bed, and she mentions that he got plastic on the bed, and Ralph Angel said he started doing that a few weeks after you left, and she want to know why he ain't tell her. He said because Blue ain't want you to know. He was embarrassed by it. He didn't want nobody to know about it. She still feels like he was supposed to have told her, and I feel like what would you have been able to do? Really, what would you really be able to do? What could you do then that you can't do now? Okay. She said Blue told her about a field trip to the aquarium and he wanted her to go. Ralph Angel said I already done signed the papers and I'm the one that's gonna go on the trip. I was like, Lord. But later on, to his credit, he dropped the pity and allowed her to be the one to go on the field trip since she been gone for a minute. Now, I wish anybody would seriously allow Hollywood to help her to, you know, invest in her business to take some pressure off of her because she headed for a crash, okay? She's doing too much. You can't do everything by yourself, ain't by girl, especially with a monster like Lupus living inside of you. And you need more people than just Miss Rhonda, okay? Now, at first, while making a cherry pie, she got her made. She talking to Nova, trying to get the doubts out of her mind and make her realize that, you know, she having so many doubts it's causing her writer's block. Vi said, girl, it's plenty to write about. You see it every day. So Nova gets the kind of the wheels are turning in her head, and she get to feeling better about the situation. Then she got to turn around and talk to Charlie on the phone. She telling her, I need you to take Prosper to his doctor appointment for his upcoming surgery. And she's saying Charlie was trying to say she was busy, but I said I ain't trying to hear that shit. Prosper like family. You can get somebody else to do this. I need you to take this man over here to this hospital for his surgery, because if you don't, he's not gonna go on his own. You know how black men is. They'll work on their cars if they break down 50-100 times, but when they body break down, they don't want to go. So she told her basically, you gonna take him to his doctor's appointment because I'm trying to make sure that I meet this deadline, and you get somebody else to do whatever it is you talking about you doing, family first. And she hung that phone up, not giving Charlie a chance to rebuttal. Okay, now Miss Effie girl, you a mess. Now, I liked you. I tried to like you because you was Shimmering Lights. Shout out to Random TV Reviews for the name Shimmering Lights. You Miss Louise from If Loving You Is Wrong. But you full of boogers. You full of booger shit, okay? I'm trying not to put too strong, but you full of booger shit. You one of them, ooh, you one of them girl down to the church. You got an agreement with Vi that she can use these ovens at the church on a certain day and a certain time every week. It's on the calendar and everything. But now, as this woman is trying to complete what she got to do, here you coming here talking about the supper club use the kitchen at this time every day. Well, if you knew the supper club used at this kitchen at that time, then why did you set up for Vi to be able to be using it at that time when you knew these people come in here and they use this? You getting her check. She promised y'all 10%, and she gives y'all check, and like she said, it's clearing. All you can say is, well, they've been doing this ever since I've been at this church, and I'm assuming this bat been at this church quite some time. But again, it don't change the fact that you made an agreement with this woman and you accepted her gratuity in the form of her check that cleared. So basically, she telling that woman she need to pack up and get out the way. Yet another obstacle for Vi to face. You know, more stress. Now, Vi, you need to let Hollywood help you. He wanted to get a van for your deliveries so your product is not damaged during transport. You need to let him help you, Aunt Vi, because you need the help. You can't keep doing this. She not feeling it. He said he could get a van for like $200, fix it up. She said she don't want him spending no more money on her, and she started this business and she not trying to have to pay nobody nothing back. When the hell did that man say anything about repayment? He's sitting here seeing his woman whom he planned on marrying and he loved to death slowly work herself into a ground, much like her brother did. And he's trying to offer his assistance so that you won't have to work yourself to the grave. She don't want to do it. But I'm so glad that she finally came to the realization that I need this help, and she took his help. Now, we at Prosper House. He prolonging bullshitting. I think he looked at some insurance paper or something like that. You know men don't like going no doctor. So Prosper bullshitting, okay? He over here talking about while he fumbling through them papers, talking about times him and her daddy Ernest had been together, showing her pictures on the walls and whatnot, you know. But she gotta, even though she ain't feeling it and she wanna be somewhere else, she gotta hang with this here, because if she leaves, she know ain't by that cuss out gonna be severe. That cuss out gonna be severe, okay? So finally she get him ready and he on his way out the door. Then he decide that he need to go back in there and get his coat. She said, I'll go get it. So as she go back inside, she see pics again of her dad with Prosper on that wall. And then she also see an eviction letter on the table from the Landry Enterprises. Now you know she was ready to be on one, because he ain't the only one she came to find out later, and she knew nothing about any of this, okay? So she in her feels. Now, we're in the waiting room down to the doctor's office, fine. And she mentioned that she saw that damn eviction later and asked him, I thought you owned the property. He ended up admitting that he had been leasing for decades. As a part of the agreement, they allowed him to live on the land. He don't know why all of a sudden now they are trying to evict him. Charlie then asked who will see after him once he have his surgery, and he said he gonna call his daughter. Charlie said she doesn't know. Prosper said no, he ain't told her about it because she got a lot going on with her job and the kid. He didn't tell her. And I said, Prosper, if your daughter anything like them 4 eggs I got, you gonna get one upset person when she find out. You will. They gonna read the fuck out of you, and it's all gonna be filled with love, but they gonna give it to you, baby. Because let me tell you, when my son discovered that burn on my back was as bad as it was, I had told nobody. I didn't tell them anything because I didn't want to be bothering them and shit. I wanted to do it for myself, and I didn't want to go to the doctor. So when he saw it, baby, it's like he dialed one number and all 4 of them was connected. He must have ran into him. When I woke up the next morning, all 4 of them was here. And y'all know I got an egg that's crossed the state line in Texas. She had to show her face up, honey. And when I tell you they let me have it about talking about I ain't want to be no worry, my bottom line is, we got to understand that it is some adult children out here don't give a fuck about their parent. But luckily, I ain't one of them. You know, I know sometimes they make me mad as hell and I be feeling like they don't care. But let something go wrong or something could possibly disrupt the machine. Because that's what they call me, the machine sometimes. They like, you act like a machine. I ain't no machine. I got feelings. I just know that quitting ain't an option. So what I'm saying is, if your children want to help you, be honest with your children. It's much more, it's easier for you to tell them what's really going on and let them be there for you however the hell they feel like they need to be there for you, than for them to find out after the fact. Pretty much like Charlie did, that her daddy was sick, and by the time she made it there, he was dead. Don't do that to your kids, okay? That's all my point was with that shit there. So then you see them call Prosper to the bed. And guess who the nurse it is? It's Romeo, the dude who fixed Charlie's car a couple nights ago when her and Ralph Angel was down to the bar enjoying themselves and her car wouldn't start. He's surprised to see her. She's surprised to see him. You work here? Yeah, I work here. And then she remembered she hadn't called this man, and she said, look, I don't want you to think that that's because I didn't want to talk to you. Things been so hectic in my life, I haven't had any me time. And he just basically said, when you get some me time, Could you pencil me in? I would like to take you to this bar that's got all the best whatever, child. I said, shit, he know all the spots, huh? But anyway, she said once she gets some time for herself, she will call him real soon. And although that's cute and everything, I still gotta ask, who sent you Romeo? Romero, whatever your name is. He too damn random. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Now, she goes straight to Jacob and want to know why these farmers are being kicked off the land. She went to naming all of them and to include Prosper, and she said, how did it happen and why was she not informed? Jacob said it was an EPA thing, and she called that bullshit and said it's got Sam Landry name written all over it. He claims that he too was bothered as well. This ain't no Sam Landry thing. He said basically, you know, we are experiencing a loss too, and that we must recruit. He said, but what we did do is we're giving them some money to move off the land, and she reminded him $5,000 ain't shit. Prosper been living there for decades, and he said after the hurricane, a large level of mercury saturated in the land, so they gotta go. And he said it's affecting Landry Enterprises as well as the farmers. So she's still mad as hell. She pacing. He asking her to sit down. She said, I'm good. Then he asked her to sit down again, and I'm like, please don't tell me something brewing between them for real. Please let her be acting, because I got nervous. I got real nervous, y'all. I hope that she playing her role with this dude. You know something else? I hope Nova and Remy not finna hook up. They should have did that season 1. He done been with Charlie, done been in a semi-relationship with her for a season and a half. They done slept together. It's not gonna look right for y'all to try to fuse him with Nova. It ain't rolling well with me, cause I don't like it. They met up, talking about fishing and whatnot, and she recalls the story to him about the time Daddy Bordelon went and her were about to go on a fishing expedition or a trip or whatnot, and he stopped at this bait store, and he came out with a busted lip, and 3 white men had been in there, and they walked out, and she seen them, and she said her daddy never spoke about it. They went on about their day and they trip, but he was a little bit off, and you can tell that he, you know, it bothered him, and they never went on another fishing trip together. Now, see, he want to use the farm as a teaching point for his agriculture class, because remember he's a teacher, a professor. So they just talking, and it's clear that it's an attraction growing between them. And as I said, this should have happened season 1. It shouldn't happen now, because it's gonna look all kinds of grimy. Now, Micah and Davis, he go pick Micah up, they go play arcade and whatnot, and then they sitting in the car afterwards. And all of a sudden, David starts spilling his guts. You know, Daddy Bordelon wasn't like a father. They talked about the fact that they're having that bonfire to commemorate his life and celebrate Blue's situation too. And they talk. And Michael listening, but he wondering what the fuck this got to do with me. Well, what got to do with you? The reason why he in his field is because he is telling Michael that he has a 13-year-old sister named Tiana that he's finna have to take care of because the mother then passed away. Now, when Michael first heard that, of course he shocked, but what pissed him off was when he said, does mom know? And then Michael and David said no. He got mad and jumped about the car. He didn't want to talk no more. And I said, I understand why he mad. You not only done been cheating on your mama, which is why we all broke up and I'm living down here in this damn Louisiana rural area now. But not only was you cheating, you done made a whole outside kid. This is another thing my mama finna have to deal with. I ain't feeling you. So when we get to the bonfire, he still bothered because he got that in his head. Charlie don't know yet, but she know. And you know, at the bonfire, basically, I say that this is one of the ways that we used to do this to talk to the ancestors or whatnot. Blue tells everybody you have a card, write down what it is that you would like to tell Daddy Bordelon and place it in the fire, and it was just cute. Everybody did it, but I wonder who Charlie was talking about, because she said I'm gonna take care of him. Is she talking about Prosper? Is she talking about Ralph, Angel, and Blue? Or is she talking about I'm gonna take care of him as far as the damn Landrys and getting them all the way together? I don't know. After the bonfire and everything, Michael is clearly still upset. he is watching an old interview from his dad where he's talking about his family. And again, I said this man got to feel a way. This boy got to feel pretty fucked up about it. If he feeling that way, imagine how his mama gonna take it when she find out next week, child. I said, oh, when will he learn? Enough is enough. And that brought us to the end of yet another episode of Queen Sugar. That was it, y'all. That was last week and this week combined, as promised. We talked about it. I think I hit all the important parts of this of these 2 episodes. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please feel free to get down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts and opinions on these 2 episodes combined. Let me know if I left anything out, and I will see you guys in a little bit, because child, I'm finna do some reviews tonight, and fuck shit Friday because it's coming early. If I forgot anything, put it in the panty, babe. Put it in the panty. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, share this video wherever it is you share videos, and I'll see you guys with Queen Sugar again next week. Peace.